Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm sitting somewhere different. I'm sitting out in my living room because it's way too hot in my office, and I did try to film in there and it was horrific. So I'm hoping we can hear over the fan, so I'm just gonna try this and see what happens. So I'm gonna do Booktube-a-thon. So it's just fun, and it's a great way. Everybody likes to do it. And I've seen so many TBRs, and when it was first, the announcement video went out by Ariel, she was talking about, all this stuff, and I was kind of like, I'm not sure about what I'm going to read for these things. But I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and put up a TBR. I did wait until, so this is Friday, the 27th. I waited because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to read in a couple of days, let alone in a couple of weeks. So I waited till right before. So it's supposed to start on July 30th and run through the 5th of August. So my cat keeps knocking this. This is not good. This is gonna be a problem. If you see Cooper's tail come through the screen, that's because he's circling. Anyway, and knocking it over. This is not gonna work, guys. Anyway, stop it, cat. Come on. Anyway, let's try it. Anyway, so let's go through it. So we're gonna go through the cat. Oh my god. I love Cooper, but he is just a dork. He's a jerk sometimes. So we're gonna do the two. Sorry. The number one is to flip a coin, but to pick your first read. So the two books that I chose to flip between is Pages for You by Sylvia Brownrigg. I've been wanting to read this for like 3 months. It's been on my TBR every month, so I really want to get to this. This is a story about a young college girl who meets an older woman, turns out to be her professor, and there's a relationship between them. And so I'm really excited because I've been hearing about this for at least a year, and I finally got it, and I'm going to read this. But that's one of my books. And then the other book that I'd like to pick up is Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rays? How do you say that? I know that people have that as a first name too, and I never know how to say that. So if anybody can tell me how you say that word, that would be nice. Sorry, I memorize words, so if I don't, I can't sound out. So even if I could sound out, I don't think I'd figure that one out. Anyway, so this is about a young woman who she's I can't remember what country they're actually in, but she's like in a colonist situation. I keep thinking it's somewhere in the Caribbean, but I'm not positive. Anyway, because I haven't read it, but it's and she meets an Englishman and how things start happening, and it's supposed to be kind of inspired by Jane Eyre, by one of the characters in there. So I've been wanting to read this for like 20 years, and I just never got around to it. I finally got myself a copy because I finally remembered to, and so this is the book I would like to try. So we're gonna do a flip a coin between these. This is gonna be my heads, and this is my tails. So here we go. Is tails. So hey, cat. Okay, see, he's just has to be a pain in the butt. Anyway, so that was Cooper, yeah. So I get to pick Wide Sargasso Sea first. This will be my first book when I read on Monday. And then this is another book that I could read during that week. So book number two. Challenge number 2 is to read something that you want to do. And I couldn't really think of anything. I mean, I love to travel, so like half these books count because they're traveling somewhere. But I picked the Lady Astronaut of Mars by Mary Robinette Kowal. Astronauts was cool. Who didn't want to go to space when they were kids? So I thought, what the heck, I'll read this. I want to read her novel that's based on this, but I want to read the short story first to see if it's something I'm more interested in. So I thought I'd read the short story. Let's see here. Number 3 is to read and watch a book to film adaptation. So I didn't really have a whole lot of books that come from or go to movies that I had that I could think of, but I do have On the Beach by Neville Shute. I've never seen the movie, but somebody was telling me about like a really old film. So I'm not sure, but this is about World War III has happened, and I think it's some commander hears some communication across the Pacific Ocean and decides to go and and talked. I'm gonna go kill my cats. They are so attacking things right now. Oh God. So I don't know a lot about this except for that it's supposed to be really good. I read his other book, A Town Like Alice, or A Town Called Alice, whatever that one was. I read many years ago, A Town Like Alice, which was really good. So I wanted to read that. Sorry, I'm very distracted. It's very hot, and I'm trying to cool off here. So challenge number 4 is to read a book with green on the cover. So I picked this one, Cheery Weather for the Wedding by Julia Scrochy? I don't know. Anyway, this is one of the Persephone books. I'm finally going to read one of these, I hope. This is, again, a short story or novella about a young woman who's about to be married and kind of all the crazy people around her and her rethinking if this was such a good idea. Anyway, so this sounds like it's going to be interesting, and I did hear somebody talk about it at some point, but right now it escapes me. It's too hot. Anyway, so that's my green on the cover. And there goes the cats. Anyway, God, I keep saying question. It's because I'm so used to book tags. Number 5 challenge is read a book while wearing a hat. So I do have hats. I have a lot of work related hats. So I'll probably pick one of those. It just matters on what I'm doing. I'll pick one. I kind of figured I would pick up The Lost Child of Litchford by Paul Cornell. It's pretty short, one of the little Tor.com ones. And it's the second book in the trilogy of these, and I read the first one and enjoyed this, and I really wanted to continue. So this is number 2, and I think it just follows the same 3 witches from the first one. So and again, that one was it was a fun little ride, so I do want to read that. And then challenge number 6 is to read a book with a beautiful spine. So this was hard for me because a lot of my pretty spines are really big books. But I decided to go with Hotel Iris by Yoko Ogawa, translated by Stephen Snyder. Anyway, what I like about this is because it has the water and then it has the clouds. I just think that's really pretty. I mean, the book itself is pretty, but I like it. So it has to do with a young girl who mother, I think, runs like a hotel or something. And when she meets, the younger girl meets an older man who I think she has some kind of a relationship with. I don't know a whole lot about it. I picked this up last year on a whim. I'd heard about it once and just picked it up used. So I've been wanting to read it since then. And again, it's been on my TBR the last 2 months. So this is another book I would like to get to. And then number 7 is read 7 books. Well, so far that was 1, 2, what did I figure? So I technically have 7 already, the 6 books physically plus the short story on my Kindle. But just in case some of these don't work out, I actually have one backup plan. I only want to show this because this cover is awesome. And that's The Passions of Medora Graham by Elsie Lee. Look at that. 1972. So my mom and I were talking about some books, and she said she had a couple of these, and she's been meaning to find them for me for a while. And I guess they were stored somewhere in the attic, and they found them. And my mom's like, "Oh, I've always been wanting to make you read one of these," because I've read all her Mary Stuarts and Victoria Holts, and I've read a lot of other books that she's like. But these, this is a book that she remembers reading with her grandmother back in the 70s. So that's so cool. Anyway, so they would trade books all the time. So so great grandmother might have read this book. Anyway, so I think that's kind of cool. Anyway, so this is of course about the young girl who goes on vacation to a Greek isle, and she gets thrown into some turmoil. I don't know what happens. I don't care. I want to read this, but it's my backup book because I don't know if I'm going to get to it because I had all the other ones. And it didn't really match up with anything. I probably could have just thrown it in there, but we'll see what happens. I need a backup book because I'm a mood reader in a lot of ways, and I have to give myself choices. So anyway, those are the books that I plan to read for the Booktube-a-thon. That was way longer than I meant to be, but I'm kind of distracted. The cats are killing me. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing the Booktube-a-thon. If you are, let me know. If you have TBRs up, I'd like to see them. And I will talk to you guys later. I'm probably going to be vlogging. I have been, so I probably will vlog a little bit more. So I will see you guys later. Bye.